All right, let's talk about Jaden Daniels of the Washington Commanders, who had a very bizarre offensive game the Commanders did in this game. They technically scored on every possession except for the one just kneel down at the end of the first half. So they scored on every possession. Wow, must be amazing. But they also didn't get the ball into the end zone in any of those possessions. So let's talk about the Jaden Daniels himself and how I thought he played. First things first, we got to talk about stuff like this, which is just kind of remarkable, really, where I'm going to highlight Giants linebacker right here. Watch as he's going to just get completely through untouched. He has Daniels wrapped up, so, okay, really well done blitz by the Giants. But here is just the Jaden Daniels magic a little bit. Watch him somehow gets out of this, and then while in a perfect world you would have liked to see him throw it away, there was kind of a Giants defender right in his area. It might have been risky to do that. I actually don't even hate the idea. Usually I get annoyed when quarterbacks run out of bounds a couple yards before the line of scrimmage, but here I actually think it was probably the right call due to how many Giants players were in his area. But again, getting out of that pressure just does so much for your team. It makes things so much more difficult for a pass rusher when you just can't be tackled like that. Of course, the rushing works in positive plays too. It's not just about minimizing damage. It can also be about maximizing good plays, like what's going to happen here, where it's a zone coverage play. That's worth mentioning. On this 3rd down and 10, the Giants are basically saying, we're not letting Daniels beat us. We're going to make sure that we have everyone on the field looking at Daniels. That's how you play zone, is you watch the quarterback. So all 11 guys are looking at Daniels on this play. Daniels is going to take the snap right here. He, eventually looks over, doesn't love what he sees, is going to start to scramble. And right here, it looks to be regrettable, right? The Giants have this covered. It's not going to work out. There's several Giants players in front of Daniels, and there's even a Giants player closely behind. So if Daniels tries to, do something crazy, he's just going to get tackled from behind. Well, no, watch how he jukes them out. There is some contact, but he dives forward, and he picked up that first down. I mean, that's just an amazing play. These are the types of things that, again, we talk about the rookie quarterbacks right now and how it's kind of been tough for all of them. Bo Nix and Caleb Williams have really struggled. The reason why, in my opinion, Daniels has played all right to start this season, and I'd actually say I've been impressed with him to start this season, is because of his rushing. Because he has something right now that's just working at the NFL level. And then this just gives you more time, right? Someone like Jalen Hurts or even like Gardner Minshew, part of how he got enough time to develop as a passer was just being a good enough, mobile quarterback to extend plays that even as a late pick, he was able to get more playing time and then eventually, succeed. Daniels was already going to get some playing time being the number 2 overall pick, but this is what allows you to, make a team feel better about you and give you even more playing time. Although, speaking of playing time, one thing that has to happen if you're going to get playing time is to stay on the field. This play is a 3rd and 13 for the Washington Commanders, and watch what's going to happen with Daniels. He takes a snap, and once again, he's going to look to run, and that's part of his game. And again, we can agree or disagree with the decision. Is it good to have him constantly running? But again, if that's what's working at the NFL level, that's what he's going to do. Here, there's a couple Giants players in front of him. He could slide, but if you slide, you're not picking up the first down. You have to punt. He's a competitor. He wants to pick up the first down. That's what he decides to do, and he takes a bad hit, and he got injured on this play. He came back almost immediately after. He only had to set out the one play due to, you have to set out a play if they stop the game due to injury. But this is honestly my biggest fear with Jaden Daniels, and part of why I was slightly lower on him than others were in the draft process was just because I saw this so much in college, was he would take these massive hits. I don't want to see him taking these hits. It's not worth it. I think he should slide here in these situations. Yes, the occasional 3rd down, you got to take the hit to pick up the first down. I get it, but he's taking too many hits right now. He just is. And now let's go over to the passing, because I guess one thing you could say as well is part of why he's taking hits is because he's running so much. But let's get into the passing now. I hear people saying, well, the passing still isn't there, but the running very much is. I don't know how much I agree with that. There was a bad play, I guess, this one, where you see in one matchup, kind of, you have a receiver trying to get into a gap in coverage on this zone play. Watch how when Daniels takes the snap, he's going to look down the field and fires down the field, and the corner is a little bit late in getting over here. So while I said this is a one-on-one matchup, it really is definitely a favorable situation for the Commanders. This throw is just way too wobbly. It doesn't get there in time, and then somehow his receiver yanks it out of a defender's hands, so he got away with one there. That's not a great play, for sure. He should have bombed it in there pretty quickly, but to be honest, that's pretty much it for my negatives. I thought this was a pretty good passing day by Daniels. I really did. I'm surprised that more people don't feel that way. Like going over to something like this, when plays were working, I guess there were offensive plays that just weren't working, and so he didn't have much that he could do. And I suppose that's what people are bringing up. Maybe he had to throw too many short passes, but like for the most part, he was hitting his spots. He was running the offense. Something like this, it's a cover 3 zone. You see this receiver going over the middle of the field. Daniels takes the snap. He's going to look. This is Terry McLaurin's route on this one. It's in a gap in coverage, and I really like the timing that Daniels is going to show off here. Watch, really well timed, gets it in between those two linebackers over the middle, hits Terry McLaurin. Like, this is good stuff. This is just good traditional, pocket passing, right? He's not just a running back. He can do this stuff. So this is really good. This is stuff I like to see. Also heading over here, this is going to be a zone coverage concept, and the Commanders are in a good spot. It's a zone blitz for the Giants, but this concept can really work as you have 3 players essentially all going outside the numbers. The Giants should only have 2 players in that area, and with it being a blitz, the guy who would usually read the play and get over in that area has more ground he has to cover now. But for Daniels, watch how when this play begins, due to the blitz, there's an unblocked players. So Daniels is going to have to throw off balance. And these are types of plays that make you think, okay, yeah, this is why you drafted him number 2 overall. Watch him off balance, fire it down the field. They're able to pick up a big completion. So it's reading the offense well, understanding that more middle route was the one that was open, but also having the athleticism to off balance, get the ball over there and make a play. So yeah, my big takeaway from Daniels is I think he's played well. I've been very impressed with him so far. I do think that, I'll compare him to Justin Fields just to really get the differences between the two. For Justin Fields, who was a great rusher, I think a lot of times when he had to pass, it didn't work very well. And that was kind of why a lot of people said, well, he has to get better as a thrower, and ultimately why the Bears moved off of him. For Daniels, I don't really see that. When he has to pass, it tends to go well. I think the main reason I would want to see him pass more and run less is it's more so just like right now their best option is him running, but him running is going to cause him to take these hits, and that's a concern because I do think that he is, he's not the biggest guy, right? He's definitely on the skinnier side, so him taking a lot of hits concerns me, and so that's kind of my main thing. But yeah, an interesting game. Again, they're going to play the Bengals next week. That should be a fascinating matchup on Monday Night Football. Fascinating seeing how he can do. But yeah, those are kind of my thoughts on Daniels. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. Of course, as always, thanks for watching.